The week of the NFL Scouting Combine is here. We're about to see some massive risers and fallers in the big board on Underdog Fantasy. It's time to get ahead of the curve and figure out who are going to be the biggest risers in the 2025 big board after the Combine.
It's Short King summer, dude. It just feels like no one in fantasy sports ever learns anything. Does he mistime it, or is Brock Bowers just a grown man? Brock Bowers is just a grown man. Dare I say, Rich, football might be back. In the words of Lane Johnson, this offense looks constipated. It's Short King summer.
All right, good morning, everyone. How are we doing? How's everyone on this beautiful, well, normally it's morning. I suppose it is actually a Monday afternoon. The time I call this is ADP chasing actually went late. ADP chasing normally does not run late. Normally, Mr. Shope keeps us on a very tight schedule. We are not on a very tight schedule, which is okay. It's always good to talk ball with Mr. Shope and with Mr. Karain. We're into these rooms. Igbuka is a grown man. GM Jordan, GM Steph, GM. Weekend was great, man. Had a great weekend. Got a lot done. Got some chores and tasks done around the house. I went to the St. Louis City home opener. It was cold as shit, actually, out there at Energizer Park, I believe it is, the MLS team here in St. Louis. Went there with my brother-in-law. Enjoyed that. Went to the gym a couple times. The best rookie value right now is whichever of Amarian Hampton, Caleb Johnson, and Travion Henderson ends up to the best spot in round one. It's one of Amarian Hampton, Caleb Johnson, or Travion Henderson. One of those guys is very likely to end up being, I think, a top 36 pick in Best Ball Mania when we get there. We drew the 110. This is big board 74. How about that, folks? We're going to get past 50% today. That is crazy. So I'm going to make this pick here. Nico, St. Brown, or Brian Thomas Jr., you're really fine with any of these. We'll do St. Brown. He's a little bit more stackable. We actually just talked about that with Pat. I like taking him there. Nick asking the big questions. Most importantly, how great was the Friday night pizza? I'm going to tell you, Nick, it was unbelievably phenomenal, and I'm going to take Jeanty here again. I'm on Ross St. Brown, Jeanty start. The pizza was great. However, I felt terrible the next morning. I felt awful, dude. I was like, oh my God, that was way too much salt, way too much cheese, way too much. It was too much. I mean, it was great. It was great going down, but it was definitely, I did not feel good. I felt bad. Honestly, yeah, I'm a little bit too old to go that hard on a cheat meal. Big board Underdog Fantasy Football intro. 74. So before the NFL Combine, I'm gonna be 50%. That's pretty good, right? Because this is big board 74 of 150 with ARSB Jeanty start. Over 50% of drafts done before the start of the NFL Combine. DraftKings pulled out of the UK, stuck on drafters. Anyone you like more than that? I mean, you are gonna side towards veterans in any kind of season, any kind of marathon based content. Yeah, if you guys are looking for a cheat meal, Domino's is running any pizza, any toppings, $9.99. All right, St. Brown, Jeanty, did anything else? Ooh, this guy got the Justin Jefferson Bowers start. This Jake in the chat, Mr. JT Vinegar 2, took Jahmyr Gibbs at 1-2. He must have been listening to ADP chasing. And I don't disagree. Honestly, I think these 5 players at the beginning, Chase, Gibbs, Barkley, Bijan, Jefferson, I think you could take them in any order. And frankly, I wouldn't quibble with any of them. My man also took DJ Moore very early. My bust probability for Jeanty is like 2%. Maybe he gets injured. Certainly would be possible. I think there's an argument to be made that Jeanty should be picked at the 1.6. Hate Fry is going to leave me Xavier Worthy. I will happily add Xavier Worthy into Ashton Jeanty, Amon-Ra St. Brown, and Xavier Worthy. Jefferson plus Bowers, cheating at Yeti Coolers. That's a good bit. I'll actually happily take Kyren Williams here. I don't take Kyren very often, which is funny because I have him ranked right at ADP. That's kind of a hot fire start, actually. St. Brown, Jeanty, Worthy, and Kyren. 4th round Kyren, I will definitely do. Yeah, pretty slappy start. Pizza is the nut low. Yes, pizza is the nut low for macros, but sometimes you just need to get it done. Sometimes, and you actually, after eating pizza, in my experience, like you're after eating a pizza, you're like, okay, well, I don't need to eat any shitty food for like a week. I think it's unlikely that Christian Kirk gets released. We looked this up the other day, but I will pull the information back up. Christian Kirk counts $24 million against the cap this year. If he's designated a post-June 1st release, he counts only $7 million against the cap this year, $5 million against the cap in 2026. I would call that a true 50-50. Henry Lamar that's not exactly slappy. I would call it after looking at that, I'd call it 40-60 Christian Kirk gets released. Yes, I'll call it higher than Ingram. Ingram feels like a true 50-50, but I could see why he would be released, but also at the same point, if you're doing this Liam Cohen thing and you want to succeed, you're in a very winnable division. Remember, that division is terrible. They really just have to beat the Texans. If you win your road game against the Texans, you're probably 50-50 to win that division if you are the Jaguars. So when asking, does Christian Kirk get cut, you're asking yourself, can he still play? Can he still earn his salary? And I think the answer is yes, frankly. I am not going to take... Well, you know what? If Hat Fry doesn't take... Okay, I am going to take Mixon here. That is a round and a half fall on Mixon. That would have been slappy of me to not take Mixon there, I think. So the deal with Kirk is basically, if he's healthy, you got Brian Thomas Jr. Maybe you decide between Christian Kirk or Evan Ingram. I mean, I think you ultimately side with... I mean, Kirk is a better player than Ingram, right? I could really see it going either way. And Kirk would get good money if he did get re-signed. And now we are going to get... We've got our stacks set up. Let's do Chris Godwin. Let's do Mr. Godwin on this one. So we've got Jeanty, Kyren, Mixon, St. Brown, Worthy, and Chris Godwin. Have not taken Mr. Mixon in a while, but I was look, if you we're value hounding here in February. Chris is asking, even if he's slightly overpaid, the Jaguars have a lot of cap space, right? Well, let's see. Jaguars over the cap. So the Jacksonville Jaguars, I can just pull this page up right here. The Jacksonville Jaguars have $38 million of team cap space. And actually, Christian Kirk is their highest paid player, followed by Evan Ingram. So yeah, you're cutting one of those two guys, right? You're definitely cutting one of those two guys. You're not going to have your number one and number two highest paid players being. There you go. This is also Goods. Thank you for pointing this out because I forget this all the time. These guys can restructure and often do want to restructure. Oftentimes, Christian Kirk would just want to restructure. Like he's like, oh, I live in Jacksonville. I don't know if Christian Kirk's married. I don't know if he has kids, but he would probably like to stay in Jacksonville. Trevor already hinted at Higgins too. Yeah, hey, there you go, man. Obviously the connections there are pretty obvious. Haven't seen any reporting or updates on Mr. Higgins. Where's he at? Where's he going? Is he staying? Is he leaving? All right. You know what? I'm going to take Josh Downs. I need another receiver. If Mahomes comes back around, if Lyle Kittenhouse or Savage does not take him, and there's not really a reason either one of them would take Mahomes, I will actually be selecting Mr. Mahomes. Pick 87 for Mahomes feels pretty good. If indeed I do get him. Bang. All right, we do. Push Mahomes around. So the team is now a Mahomes-worthy stack with Ashton Jeanty, Kyron Williams, Joe Mixon, St. Brown, Xavier Worthy, Chris Godwin, and Josh Downs. Is this one going to get thrown out? Is anyone drafting a really bad draft on purpose? I don't think so. Golden is a very good pick. I actually think Matthew Golden is likely. There's a chance that Matthew Golden is one of the biggest risers from the big board to Best Ball Mania. Does not sound like there's really any injury or concern with Chris Godwin. It was not a knee injury that he had. It was an ankle injury. And based on the reporting that I have read, he seems... In fact, there was even a chance, according to... I forget the name of the ESPN beat writer, but there was even a chance that he would have came back and played in the playoffs. But if we Google Chris Godwin injury recovery in the past month, basically sounds like he's fine. Sounds like he's good. Yeah, I like Hollywood Brown a good bit. So I have Hollywood Brown ranked 122. His average draft position is 133. I have Mahomes ranked after average draft position. But the thing is, you can quite often... Actually, now ADP has caught back up. The thing with Mahomes is he is often on the site. He's often on the side of the board where Worthy is. And, compare Mahomes to Purdy, compare Mahomes to Goff. These guys have similar ranges of outcomes. The Texans, I think, are pretty likely to draft a running back. Yeah. I would say the Texans are minus 130 to select a running back in this draft class. And if Jared Goff is available with this pick, I'm actually just going to double tap on quarterbacks. Okay, he goes. Kind of hate all these picks, frankly. I don't really want to take Keon Coleman. I don't know what to do here. I guess I'll take Charbonnet. No. I'm going to take Keenan Allen. I don't even know why I did that. But yeah, the wide receivers here suck. I guess that's what you get when you take Joe Mixon over, because I could have double tapped, Pickens or Godwin or whatever. But I got some young guy. Well, that pick was not very good. I don't love that, frankly. I didn't really want to take Sharp. Doesn't really fit this team that well. I did not need a running back at all, really. Yeah. That was a gross. Sometimes there are just these gross spots on the board. There's not really anything you can do. I actually think I will just take Pacheco here. And actually, you know what? No. I have a different idea. I don't want to get sniped. But I have a different idea with this team. Because I don't really want to take another Richardson team. I'm going to take Drake May, actually. So May has back stacks, and I think May is kind of like Fields and Richardson, where you certainly don't have to stack him. Some of the scenarios in which you really wanted to have Drake May, he didn't have anyone stacked with him. He just gets there. He throws one touchdown to a backup tight end, one touchdown to a running back, and a deep touchdown to Kayshon Boutte or whatever. Could have pulled up Hollywood. That feels a little early, but I could have. Very, very well. The Chiefs did chuck it. That is the misconception. The Chiefs were first in the NFL in pass rate over expectation. They were just bad at passing. So I think they're probably just going to keep being bad at passing, but Worthy is really good. So yeah. Oh, Drake May is much safer than Fields or Richardson for sure. Stacked him with Keenan. Yeah. Got the Keenan Mahomes stack. So we're chilling. It's true. People forget Cam Newton had 600 rushing yards and 12 touchdowns in 1 year with McDaniel. What's up? GM. Any chance Dobbins is a Chief? I mean, maybe if he wants to come play for no money, but it feels like the most likely thing for the Chiefs backfield is they probably bring in one vet. So maybe that's Dobbins. Pacheco is, still on the roster, and then one rookie. So one old guy, one Pacheco, one rookie. Frankly, I really don't think so. I really do not think the Chiefs are going to be on a revenge tour. I just don't know if they have it in them anymore. They will have to really reconfigure things. The year for a revenge tour was last year, and then Mahomes detonated a nuclear weapon on Rashee Rice's knee. Very true. This is Dobbins' one and only chance to make money in the NFL. If he takes a discount, he needs to fire his agent. 100%. All right, this spot of the board is a little bit kinder here. We can really take whoever. I'm actually happy to take Kirk here. Yeah, Kirk is definitely the pick there. Happy to take Kirk. Happy to take any of these tight ends. We're super stout at running back, so we don't even need to sweat it until the last rounds. Jeanty, Kyron, and Mixon. If those are not the guys you need, we're pretty dusted anyways. Yeah, I'm not taking any Dobbins really. And now we're up. And actually here, I'm going to take Colston Loveland. Sidekick wanted Ingram because we have the Jacksonville guys, but I actually think, well, maybe Kirk and Ingram are actually positively correlated because they're unlikely to be on the same team. Most likely outcome for Brian Robinson is probably what he just did. Scores some touchdowns, doesn't look very efficient running the ball, splits touches with a guy who's better than him. Yeah, about 900 yards and 8 touchdowns. Man, it's literally what he's done every year of his career. That feels like the most likely. for Brian Robinson Jr. Jordan, the only update on Travis Hunter that you would probably care about would be that he is at least planning on doing some wide receiver drills at the combine. Not gonna, and I expect that we will hear today that he is not going to run or do the bench press or do the gauntlet or do the short shuttle or anything like that. I expect we will probably get that today. But, you know, the Travis Hunter thing is fairly interesting. I heard Peter talking about it this morning. You know, like, what is the deal with Travis Hunter? And frankly, I mean, the answer is none of us really knows right now. I do wonder if it also maybe is dependent on landing spot. Like, let's say he goes to the Titans. Well, I don't know. Titans probably want to put him on defense. If he goes to the Giants, Dayball might want to play him at wide receiver. You know, goes to the Browns. I don't know, with the Browns, what would you think? The Browns kind of need the goodwill more. It feels like the goodwill spot is to put him on. Yes, if he goes to the Patriots, he's going to get wide receiver snaps. It's a very good point. Yeah, if he goes to the Patriots, he's getting wide receiver snaps. All right, we are up. Is there any reason not to just take Hunter Henry here? Not really. Because I would just be too annoyed if I got snapped on him. So I am going to take Hunter Henry. Fine taking whoever we get around. Good taking. Maybe actually might take Wicks here. Might take Ollie Gordon here. You know what? We're going to take a good rookie running back later. We like our wide receivers. I'm actually just going to take a pure handcuff running back here. I'm going to take Corum, Wright, or Algier. Let's take Corum here. Oh, shit. You guys see that? You got to think a second before you click. And just handcuffed myself. Took Corum on a Kyron team. When the Rams take Damian Martinez in the second round, this team is dust. Yeah, really would have preferred to have taken Algier. No, it's fine. It's actually I don't in fact, I'm actually a pro handcuff in general. Yes, I was not looking at the sidekick. That's what I get. That's what I get for disregarding my trusty little sidekicking friend over here. Dude, what if Rams running back ping pong weeks is what you need in the playoffs, dude? What if that's what you need? I mean, it could be. I don't love it. The thing about handcuffing is you only like it when it's cheap. And now that when Corum was a round 10 pick last year, it was terrible. But now that he's cheap, like actually a good version of this would be like, let's say the Commanders don't draft a running back and the Commanders running backs stay largely the same. Yeah, I think you'd want it like the B. Rob Eckler handcuff is totally fine. All right, so we have Mahomes, Drake May, Ashton Jeanty, Kyron Williams, Joe Mixon, Blake Corum, St. Brown, Worthy, Godwin, Downs, Keenan, Kirk, Loveland, Hunter Henry. Yeah, well, the Rams certainly could take a running back, so I don't know if I feel that great about it. Certainly could. Don't know if they will, but they certainly could. You think Antonio Gibson is the secret Eckler? I don't know about that, brother. All right, we are going to take a wide receiver here. I am happy to take Jalen Royals at this spot. Probably need one more running back. I know, like another tight end as well. I don't know. Probably Shipley, most likely. What do I do here? Oh, I'll take everyone's favorite running back here. Yes, if the Patriots don't draft someone, Gibson is a smash, but that just doesn't feel. Well, I was going to take RJ Harvey. I will now not be taking RJ Harvey. This team needs a pure ceiling pick, so I'm going to take Damian Martinez. They never want me to have RJ Harvey, man. Yeah, I mean, the Stafford camp has been rumbling about wanting a new contract for weeks. So I guess it was fairly expected if you look at it that way. I agree with this. It does feel more likely. The Ramondre role feels more replaceable. Jaleel McLaughlin, I think, sadly, is just too small. He just is a very small man. Oh, I forgot to put my banner up. $1,000 first time deposit bonus match on Underdog with promo code Davis. When I saw best value in fantasy football, I thought it was an infomercial for the Davis Mattek Patreon. Hey, people are saying that more and more. I do agree with this, that if Shipley is the running back 2 on the Eagles, he's one of the better picks on the board post 200. Completely agree with that. It's just hard. It's very hard for me to imagine that a team that just paid Barkley all that money doesn't view running back 2 as an important position. Just got a question about Ramondre Stevenson's contract. My guess is they can get out of this contract very easily. So Ramondre can be just straight up cut. Well, basically, his contract is fake. So if you look at his contract, it is fake. $0 of dead cap after 2026, and it's not even that much money. So Ramondre has a fake contract. It's just not a real contract. Better learn. Oh shit. Well, I was about to take Derek Carr. I guess I'm not going to do it now. I'm going to take Kayshon Boutte. It's maybe a little bit early for Mr. Boutte, but got him there with Drake May. Maybe this will only be a 2 quarterback team. And then we'll take another tight end. Shipley had a 2.16 yards per carry on like 9 rushes, dude. I mean, seriously, how many rushes did he get? Did he get over 20? Got to be no chance he got over 20. I haven't not really thought about what would happen with Gainwell. I guess I thought, all right, so we already have our rookie, so it doesn't make sense to take. Let's take Mike Gesicki on this one. Doesn't make as much sense to take a rookie there. I like Gesicki. Gesicki feels like he either is going to re-sign in Cincinnati or he actually played himself into a nice contract in a nice role. This is true. Shipley was a blue chip high school prospect running back, and he caught a lot of passes at Clemson. Better learn. Oh shit. It's true. Can't get an A when you say better learn. Oh shit. Sadly, Gainwell is no longer the most important person in the world. Had to get a Mahomes team. So we have 2 picks left. So we have Mahomes, Worthy. We have a May, Hunter Henry, and Kayshon Boutte stack. Our running back room is Ashton Jeanty, Kyron Williams, Joe Mixon, Blake Corum, and Damian Martinez. Our wide receivers are Amon-Ra St. Brown, Worthy, Godwin, Downs, Kirk, Jalen Royals, Kayshon Boutte. Tight ends, Colston Loveland, Hunter Henry, Mike Gesicki. This one's pretty nice. This one is not too bad. And now we are, as we finish this draft, We are exactly 50% of the way to streaming all 150 big boards. How about that? Ooh, any team with a Loveland gets an A. I like that. I like that rule. I like that one a lot. Who do I want to finish this out with? So I'm good at tight end. I definitely need one more wide receiver. Probably a rookie, maybe like a Curtis Samuel or something. I mean, I've got Worthy, St. Brown, and Godwin. So what do you want to do? And definitely one more running back. Probably need a contributor on this team. Yes, I will. Because you are, Jordan, you are a YouTube member. So I will give you a sauce right now out of the 7 hole. Well, I don't love Henry over JT, but whatever. Anytime you can take a wide receiver who never scores any touchdowns in the 3rd round, you got to do it. Unstack Lamar. Surely that'll work. Amari and Hampton over. Well, Caleb Johnson went at 51 in this one. Incredible. Jaden Reed, the wide receiver, 59 last year. Sick. Jalen McMillan and his 1.3 yards per route run. Wow, the Lamar Andrews stack, that is quite nice. DeAndre Swift, absolutely incredible to take a guy who's already been cut at pick 103. Anytime you can stack Rashad, anytime you can draft a nickel corner at 127, you got to do it. Is that unstacked CJ Stroud? Thanks. I hate it. Jerome Ford. Wow, you've been watching Liam's streams. Xavier Restrepo, I actually like a good bit. Braylon Allen, perfectly cromulent. Let me take my running back here. I am going to take Antonio Gibson because I need a little bit of a contributor there. What else you got here? Troy Franklin, he weighs less than I do, and I'm on a cut. Justice Hill and Derrick Henry, that just does not feel wise. DeAndre Hopkins is basically already retired, and we'll see what you do with your final pick here. Maybe a little bit of overstacking there, Jordan. Final pick. I need another wide receiver. I'm going to take Curtis Samuel on this one. Cortland Sutton is not getting cut, Aaron. In what? Tell me in one world, give me a reason why Cortland Sutton, coming off the best year of his career, his team makes the playoffs, he's their only dependable pass catcher. Why would Cortland Sutton be cut? The Broncos are not in a tight spot with money. According to Over the Cap, the Denver Broncos have $41 million of cap space. They have only 2 players on the roster making over $20 million, and they have a quarterback on a rookie wage scale. They're simply, and he took Taysom Hill with his last pick. He's pandering to the crowd. I can't. Why would the Broncos or Cortland Sutton not want to be in business with each other next year? It just makes no sense to me. Maybe a restructure. It's possible that there is a restructure. I mean, well, if he holds a holdout, seems unlikely. I don't know what's in. Maybe Cortland Sutton would hold out, but okay, Aaron, who are they replacing him with? These are the best, and these are the best free agents. These are the 2025 wide receiver free agents. So you tell me who they're replacing with. So they're not going to get T. Higgins. Is Chris Godwin going to cost more or less money than Cortland Sutton? Same age. Amari Cooper. Would you rather have Cortland Sutton or Amari Cooper? Stephon Diggs, not going to be ready for week 1. Torn ACL. You taking Stephon Diggs, Cortland Sutton? DeAndre Hopkins is a free agent. Do you want DeAndre Hopkins or Cortland Sutton? They pick at 20. Ted McMillan will be gone. So are you replacing Cortland Sutton with Matthew Golden? You could talk me into that. That's really about it, though. However, if he does leave, yeah, you would want to pick more. All right, final team here. Mahomes and May, Jeanty, Kyron, Joe Mixon, Kyron and Corum, Damian Martinez, Antonio Gibson, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Xavier Worthy, Chris Godwin, Josh Downs, Keenan Allen, Christian Kirk, Jalen Royals, Kayshon Boutte, Curtis Samuel, Colston, Loveland, Hunter Henry, Mike Gesicki. That is a good team. I'm going to give that team a B minus. B minus Mahomes Worthy. All right. There we go. And now we are officially 50% of the way through. 50% of the way through, boys. Got your first MIM share at 130. Might need to come up with some cut candidates at ADP chasing tables that break down in numbers how dumb 95% of the internet's cut ideas are. The guys, basically, guys who are still good, they're less likely to be cut. If you're still a good player, you're much less likely to get cut. So like Evan Ingram might get cut because he's just like not very good, you know. All right, I got to type in the timestamp here. Big board, 75 of 150. So on February 24th, before the 2025 NFL Scouting Combine, we've done it. We are 50% of the way through. Feels pretty good, man. Shout out to Matthew D Wood 82, who's following on Twitch. Big fan of all my Twitch boys over there. Everyone at twitch.tv/Davis Mattek. I love you and I appreciate you dearly. One of my buddies has gone before. I am not going to the combine. I will be in the lab. Wow, we got a neighbors at 2. People are living their truths here. I will take Puka Nacua here, and I will probably not stack him with Stafford. Maybe I'll take Sam Darnold on this team and live in that fictional universe. Matthew? It's pretty easy to do the Twitch Prime, isn't it? I know, because I don't really watch Twitch anymore, but I still do use my Twitch Prime on the same guy every month. Just out of loyalty and obligation, I suppose. It's true. I mean, if you're not going to get your guy in February, then what are we even doing out here? If we're not doing get your guy season, I will happily take Puka Bowers, a young man by the name of the Foot Accountant. Gets my Twitch Prime every month. Yes, true. Once you remember your password. Yeah, shout out. Yeah, Benny. Shout out to you, man. Everyone watching on Twitch. I love you guys. My take on Bowers versus McBride. First up, I actually think this is a great question because I think what separates them is not that evident. Because I think you can kind of just look at the raw target numbers and be like, how different are they really? You know, Bowers as a rookie has 153 targets, 112 receptions, and 5 touchdowns. He was a bigger part of the passing offense because he doesn't play, you know, with anyone like Marvin Harrison Jr. McBride, 147 targets, 111 receptions, 1,100 yards. 3 touchdowns. Remember, he did get actually 4 touchdowns. He had a fumble recovery and the rushing touchdown. People forget about the fumble recovery. But I will tell you the difference to me, which is that McBride is, what's the right way to say this? McBride is sort of a target sponge in the sense that targets sort of have to go somewhere, and he is more capable than anyone else on his offense of generating short area targets. But Bowers is a target demander, if that makes sense, where he is... Bowers insists upon himself, is sort of what I think. And maybe you agree, maybe you disagree, but my opinion is just that. And also Bowers is much better after the catch. Sort of significantly better. All right. I'm actually going to do a weird thing here. I'm going to do DJ Moore. So I'm going to add DJ Moore in Bowers and Puka because we have no quarterbacks to play for right now. There we go. J-Buck gets it. That is exactly what we're going for. I like McBride at his price a lot. I also like Bowers at his price. I think they're both, but the big difference is after the catch. I'm trying to pull their yak stuff up on PFF right now, and it is not in the area that I thought it would be receiving. Let me see if I can pull it up on their individual pages. But yeah, basically it's that Bowers is better once the ball is in his hands. He generated 5.3 yards per reception after the catch as a rookie. McBride in what was... Actually, did you guys know there's a Trey McBride who's a wide receiver for the New York Jets? I just figured that out. And yeah, 4.7 yards after catch per reception for McBride. Yeah, Bowers also is a little bit more capable down the field. None of this is saying that I think McBride is a bad pick or you shouldn't take McBride, because that is not true at all. I think they're examples of very good elite tight end selections. I think you should be... I think you should be probably above the market on both of them. My rankings are above the market on both of them, and I think that is the right... Wow. I mean, I am happy to take Chase Brown 10 picks after ADP on my first. Puka, Bowers, Moore, Chase Brown. I mean, that is a pretty hot start. I don't think it's really possible to get McBride in round 4. I mean, I would have to say he's like McBride, regardless of the composition of your team. I think is just an auto click in round 4, just if anything for the combos. You know who else creates a lot of yak, Davis? Short King Shakir. Put some respect on his name. Well, first off, I won't put any respect on his name, but I do appreciate your insistence, Mr. Anomalies. Chase Brown at 41 is pretty crazy. This isn't even that slappy, is it? Is Puka, Bowers... I guess Chase Brown as your running back 1 is fairly slappy. What up, Kev? How we doing? Yeah, the Shakir ADP, not for me. I think even Liam was saying he doesn't really like him. I think Shakir is only sort of an honorary short king. I want to say he's like 5'10". I don't think he's that short. Oh, is this a new rule? Can't be slappy when it's a value, per Nick. I will happily take... You know what? I need to live a little. Someone made a very good point in the YouTube comments the other day that because I'm doing so many of these drafts, friends and family, that I am not getting quote unquote my guys often enough. And he's dead ass right. So I did just take Caleb Johnson ahead of ADP and ahead of my ranking because I hardly have any of him. Let's look at results or drafts completed, exposures. Right now, I only have Caleb Johnson. Well, okay, 20%. So that's a lot. But basically, I was just not getting as much Caleb Johnson as I wanted because the room was always taking him from me. So I did take him ahead of where my rankings are just because I want some more. Well, Chase Brown will definitely belong in the second round if he is if their backfield looks similar to what it did last year, then yes. You will have want to add him in the second round. Ugh. I'm actually gonna take. I think with this team, I think I can afford Luther Burden. I think you wanna court a little bit of that volatility. So I think Burden is a better pick than Godwin on this team just to get a little bit better range of outcomes. Crane said something about Bowers like a month ago in the realm of you're drafting Puka in round 2, but he also plays tight end. I mean, that's literally true. Like that's not even a Crane fabrication. Puka as a rookie Ram had 105 receptions and 6 touchdowns, 1,400 scrimmage yards. Bowers had more receptions, 250 fewer yards, and 1 fewer touchdown. Obviously, I'm lying, but I don't have any Caleb Johnson. ADP is not real. You know what's also not real? ADP in February is not real. ADP in February, the most tenuous grasp on reality. First Mahomes team for Alex, 12 spots ahead of his falling ADP. Hey man, if you do the worthy Rashi and you don't take him, I mean, what are we doing here? See, Psychedelic Curse knows they never let me get Caleb Johnson in these rooms. If Bowers gets 12 touchdowns, you could just fantasy football's over this year. If Bowers just runs hot in the red zone or scores a couple long lucky ones, we can go ahead and cancel fantasy football for the year because it will be who got Bowers, when and where did they get Bowers? By the way, I just spilled a spot of this on me. The bum energy drinks, I'm running so bad on these. Amazon does not have them. Just out. Can't order them right now. Can't even search for them on Amazon right now. Maybe on their actual website. But yeah, you literally cannot get them. Yes. Isn't it terrible, Clay? Oh, sickening, dude. Yeah. All right. Well, I was about to take Jacoby Myers, but I'm not taking Jacoby Myers, and I'm taking Golden. Stefan wanted me to take Golden. There's a Golden pick. Pull him up the board. 2 rookies, so now we need to eat our vegetables. No more rookie wide receivers. Takes me straight to Amazon. God damn. Could get him at okay, there we go. I will I literally will order them maybe I'll go get some after this. It does sound like they need to revamp and reconsider and spoil someone who's handsome and smart and funny. I do remember when we used to take Kelsey at 104, and you can certainly get a 104 season out of Bowers. I mean, so obvious. The Celsius packet's less than $1 per serving. What's in those? What's the flavoring goods? Yeah, Mike, this is crazy to me. You're literally the only person I've ever heard say this about the Bear Bells. Everyone loves the Bear Bells. The Bear Bells macros are actually not great relative to a normal bar. They have a little bit more fat and they have more sugar alcohols, but they're the best tasting ones. I never, Mike, have heard someone say they don't like the flavor of the Barbells. Yeah, all right, pull my arm. I was gonna take Josh Downs with my last pick, and he came all the way around to me. Top odds for Aaron Rodgers' next team, Rams. Wasn't it the Steelers were the top odds for a while. Frankly, I don't think the Raiders seem that likely. Rams seems crazy to me too. The more I think about it, I just sort of feel like he's done playing. I don't know. Well, Nick, you are right in general that you should not get a ton of your nutrition from ultra processed foods. And protein bars are definitely ultra processed foods, but some of us got macros to hit. And sometimes I get sick of egg whites. Retired, parentheses, unwanted. So brutal. Ooh. All right, answer me this, guys. What's more likely? Brock Bowers gets drafted in the first round next year or outside of the top 3 rounds? Comment if you're watching this on replay. I would love your guys' opinions on this. In fact, I'm going to put a timestamp in on it. What is more likely in 2026? Brock Bowers is drafted in the first round or outside the first 3 rounds. So if you're listening to this on replay, comment the answer below. I think it's far more likely he goes in the first round. Far, far more likely. Okay. So in 2024, Brock Bowers led all tight ends in receptions by, actually not by that much because McBride had one more, but he only had 5 touchdowns. So to give you guys a thought of it, these are the other touchdown totals of guys with more than 100 catches. 6, 9, 7, 6, 10 for Jefferson, 7 for Neighbors, 2 for McBride, 5 for Bowers, 12 for St. Brown, 17 for Chase. All right. Wow. I mean, I was going to take Mark Andrews because that's a crazy value. We need a running back here. We actually need an adult in the room, so I'm just going to do Brian Robinson Jr. This is kind of a spot where we needed an adult. Also, yeah, I mean, if ETR had Bowers at pick 12, he would just go there. Where does I can actually just look this up. Where do my friends at Legendary Upside have him? LegendaryUpside.com takes me to the app page first. Crane, where are your rankings, brother? 2025 big board rankings. He's got, actually, Crane has him literally ranked at the exact same spot as I do. Has him ranked at 14. So I think sharp money is on Bowers being drafted in the first round next year. That's my opinion. I'll tell you this. If he has to obviously run a little bit hot on touchdown variance, but I'm telling you, in a world where this man scores 10 touchdowns, first round pick, lock it up, throw away the key. It's absolutely happening. This team, by the way, is cooking. Chase Brown, Caleb Johnson, Brian Robinson Jr., Puka Nacua, DJ Moore, Luther Burden, Matthew Golden, Josh Downs. Now, unfortunately, it appears we have been murdered at the quarterback position. So what is our way out of this? I do have one idea, which is we can do Jordan Love. And there are multiple backstack options for Jordan Love. Sam Darnold, I mean, dude, don't joke, bro. Sam Darnold gunslinging it to Bowers would be a huge win. It is a Harold Van Ness team. Being the best at tight end is being like the strongest female bodybuilder. Brother, some of those gals would lift weight that would shame you to a degree that you could not believe. Some of these powerlifting gals are so strong, you would cry to be around them. I get a lot of that stuff in my algorithm because I have all the bodybuilding stuff. By the way, are any of you Canadian? Do any of you live in the great provinces up north? Because apparently there is a new Chris Bumstead documentary, but it is only on apparently it is only on Canadian Netflix. Wanting Charlie, on your Netflix, is there apparently it's not live yet. Apparently it's just rumored. But there's supposed to be a CBum documentary on Netflix, but it might only be Canadian Netflix. Was A-Chain's lack of explosiveness from the offensive line? I mean, partly you could blame it on the offensive line. Frankly, I think it was more about him being heavier. Frankly, I think it's more likely that it came from him being at a weight that was much greater than his playing weight from college. And yes, also I think this analysis is actually correct. The whole team was just off. The offensive line was off. Tua was off. McDaniel was off. It was a mess up and down across the board for everybody. And I don't think you can overstate that stuff. All right. There are a couple things I can do here. I wanted to get Tucker Kraft. I didn't get Tucker Kraft around. So I'm going to try something else. I'm going to take Trevor Lawrence, and I'm going to try and get one of his weapons coming back around. Yes, Mr. Sam did win his first bodybuilding competition last weekend, and then is in another. So that last one last weekend was just a qualifier. He's in the Arnold Amateur this upcoming weekend, which is a much more serious competition. And I actually don't think he's going to do that well. He's got a lot to learn, as we all do in life. But it's just very cool. YouTube is a beautiful thing. It really is. Yes, gambling winnings too in general, Charlie. You guys have a good deal up there. The weight certainly helped because he didn't suffer any injuries last year, right? So, I mean, he had the concussion. A-Chain did end the year with that 50-yard touchdown. That's true. Winnings at Sam's level of bodybuilding are like nothing. Oh, what are winnings? Clay, I think, speaks for all of us. All right, well, I tried to push Kirk and Ingram around. Didn't get it. So we're now going to take Romeo Doubs. And this is going to turn into... We really hope the Jaguars cut Christian Kirk and draft Matthew Golden on this team. That is now what we're hoping. Captain Osimo will be at the draft, live 2 hours away, going to stay at a buddy's house while they jet out to avoid the whole thing. Yeah, so it was in Kansas City 2 years ago, and I did not go. And I don't really regret it. You know, I'm sure it's a cool experience, but I've had friends who've gone. I had friends who went to the one in Kansas City and loved it. I've had friends go when they went in Nashville, and they thought it was okay. Oh no. Oh, is Hayden on Shuck now? I did see that he tweeted that. Let's go see what Hayden's got to say. I saw he did yeah, he's got Shuck ahead of Shadur. Here you go. Here we go, folks. Hayden Winks ranking Mr. Tyler Shuck. He's got Cam Ward 1. He's got Jackson Dart 2. He's got Tyler Shuck 3. Shadur. Historical, it's free, buddy. NFL draft is free, man. Favorite team to stack in the dinger is the Baltimore Orioles. Oh yeah. I would never discourage anyone from going, for sure. I'm the type of person that like doesn't leave the house a ton or whatever. But I mean, obviously when I do leave the house, I generally have a nice experience doing it. I do think it's a cool event. This team desperately needs a quarterback. Let's take Cam Ward. Stacking the A's in the dinger is fun. 100% agree with that. I think that's a pretty common stack. Not that that's that big of a deal. 100% people dislike Shadur because of Dion. I also have never left the house. Yeah, I'm not that woke to the Brewers. Part of it is I don't like Churio's ADP, and I don't love taking Yelich either. Well, sus, nobody throws at the combine. All right, this actually is a good Ollie Gordon team. Or do I need a tight end? I might need an adult tight end here. Yeah, let's do Cole Kmet. Just an adult. Hayden Winks has not gone. Oh shit. Ben, that is who I needed to take. I did need to take Fannin. I promise you Hayden has done the work. I don't think that this is hot take artistry at all. I think he mostly is just saying he doesn't think Shadur is very good. And also I could see if someone watches a lot of football, I could see them watching the 25-year-old guy and being like, well, the 25-year-old guy already knows how to play football. I don't need to teach him to do anything extra, you know? No, just a hitter, brother. Just a hitter. Kyle McCord. I mean, if Kyle McCord ends up being draftable, I could see it. Hayden does have this cool page that you might like. He's got this big board together. Pretty cool. Let me pull it up. Oh, did Fannin? Fuck, Fannin went. Hate that. We need another adult. We'll take Javonte. So it's 2 slappy picks and Chase Brown, 2 adults, Brian Robinson Jr. and Jeanty. This team is not as good as the last one. Missing out on the love stack hurts. So he's got Cam Ward 2. He's got Ted at 5. Jeanty at 10. Loveland ahead of Tyler Warren. Pretty interesting. Tyler Warren at 7. He's got Igbuka above Golden. Where does he have Golden? He has Jackson Dart very high. That seems crazy to me. Shuck at 30 seems quite high to me. Maybe I need to get woke. Golden at 32. All right, back up. We need another running back. They're never, ever, ever gonna let me get RJ Harvey, so I'll take Giddens. Jordan Love, Trevor Lawrence, Cam Ward, Chase Brown, Caleb Johnson, Brian Robinson Jr., Javonte Williams, DJ Giddens. I'm just never, ever getting RJ Harvey. Puka Nacua, DJ Moore, Luther Burden, Matthew Golden, Josh Downs, Romeo Dubs, Brock Bowers, Cole Kmet. GM, Alex. How you doing, brother? People don't know Alex goes to my gym. Club Fitness, bro. Harvey over Javonte. Probably, frankly. I'm definitely not taking Christian Watson. I'm not taking dudes in February with torn ACLs. Not to say that it couldn't work, but I am just not doing it. Apparently, the Green Bay Packers are the team that submitted a proposal to the NFL's competition committee to ban the tush push. That is so embarrassing. That is the most embarrassing thing I've ever heard. They should. That is just insanely stupid. Teams would sit their rookie quarterback if they could simulate their awful season. Yeah, that's probably true. I think you're right. I believe there were 8 rookies on the team that won the big board last year. Yeah, I think there were 8 rookies. Yeah, actually, we do need Gabe Davis. Yeah. Gotta do it. That's a vegetables pick. Wait, did he go? Are you kidding me, man? Gabe Davis. Sniped. All right. Darius Slayton. Sure. LaFleur does hate it. They're definitely taking a wide receiver, but they're not going to take one in the first. They're going to say, I hope you like Jalen Royals at pick 48 or whatever is what they're going to do. I don't even know if does Yoshivas count as vegetables? I don't know. 10 rookies on the winning team of the big board. It's not that all rookies are good, but the most likely winning picks are going to be the rookies in the big board, just the way markets work. If you had 20% Harvey at round 18, 20s ADP, how long would you chase him up the board? Basically, I would not care. Particularly in this contest, I'd call the line of demarcation right about here, 150. Basically, it is all the same to me, my opinion. So, all right, we need another running back. Do we need an adult? Do we need a child? We kind of need an adult. There isn't really, or I'm going to take 210. There really wasn't an adult. I would have taken Justice Hill, but he was gone. What can you do, man? What can you do? Loveland really sticks out in that range. I agree. I think there is more reading the tea leaves. It sounds like it's possible that Loveland might be a top 10 pick in the real NFL draft. When you look at it's, you know what, historical anomalies, you know ball. When you look at your teams in week 17, you don't care what round you drafted a player in. Yeah. Thoughts on early versus late rookies in each of the... Please be more specific. I don't think I can quite answer your question. I'm probably doing 2 more today. Maybe 3 if we go quicker. Had to go sell your bike. Damn, you trying to enter the biggest board, bro? Might need to sell my bike, brother. All right, what are we looking at with our final? Oh, I like the early running back rookies. I don't love the early wide receiver rookies as much. I think there is a much wider range of outcomes. Well, Mr. Lil Dodger 24, I'll tell you this. I'm going to take a Roy Hill on this one. Yeah, I need to get a second job. You want to talk about a second job? Buddy, I need to get a second job. Or I need to stream more somehow. I need to do... Gotta just be doing more so that we can be hammering drafts all summer. See, I think the late running back rookies feel good. Like, don't you think... Like, isn't Jordan James just a good pick? Isn't... I mean, I think Brashard Smith, 210. Yeah, I do. Sadly, this is the answer. I do just got to start making some TikToks. Really, that is the answer. You gotta find me on TikTok.com. Oh, his worst landing spot. Well, the thing I can't get out of my head is the 49ers taking him. And if the 49ers take him, he's like an 8th round pick. No, like a 7th round pick. If the 49ers take him, he goes where like Tony Pollard goes. But man. Make probably 10x money on a YouTube view versus a podcast listen. Twitch views, I literally don't think I make anything. I actually don't even think I'm eligible for advertising revenue on Twitch. All right, we took 2 rookie wide receivers, so we need to eat some more vegetables here. Let's eat our vegetables. Give me some vegetables, boys. Who do we like? Turpin. Matt Collins, maybe? Jacob Cowing, Jalen Polk. All right. First name I saw was Trey Tucker. Oh, too late. It was too quick. I got Cavante Turpin. Short King Capital, brother. That's what they're saying. I typed it in. Didn't get him. Gotta be one of the only people taking Cavante Turpin. Cavante Turpin is an unrestricted free agent, which you might think is good, but really what that could mean is that he is employed by the Saskatchewan Roughriders at this time next year. That's why I like taking early wide receivers. That is why I like getting wide receivers in. Or I should have taken Tutu. Yeah. So the thing about Mr. Austin is, first off, I was woke to him at the University of Memphis before you were alive. And the other thing is, I'm pretty sure he's not under contract. Okay, no, he is. All right, maybe I need to get more woke. Cavante Turpin is 30. Yeah, people forget. Okay. Final team. This one was not very good. This is like a C-. Jordan Love, Trevor Lawrence, Cam Ward. So I just lost out on all my stacks. Chase Brown, Caleb Johnson, Brian Robinson Jr., Javonte Williams, DJ Giddens, Bayshell 210, Puka Nacua, DJ Moore, Luther Burden, Matthew Golden, Josh Downs, Romeo Dubs, Darius Slayton, Cavante Turpin, Brock Bowers, Cole Kmet, Elijah Royho. You know what? I do take Roman Wilson here and there a little bit. I need to mark that one. Refresh the page. That one was a C-. C- quarterback slop. All right. Let's go up into another one. I will see you guys in the lobby. Oh, hold on. Got to play the bit. Next project that I'm sure you guys will actually probably hate this more, but I'm working on it with Zach soon. We're gonna have an Underdog commercial. Beastburf, Short Kings Capital, Alex, Short Kings Capital. Thanks, my man. 36% Tucker, 32% Calvin Austin. That I would not do, Nightmare. You know what? Actually, live your dream, bro. Dude, live your truth. I would say this. My thought would be, I don't want to be taking huge positions on veteran. Oh, Pepper Tony, here's the deal, man. You know this. I'm such a bad streamer that I don't have the Twitch alerts pulled up in the StreamYard window. So I can't see them. I can only know if you type it in the chat. I know that's not very smart. Wow, the legend himself hit him with the gritty. Anyway, back to my point for Mr. Nightmare. I don't want to be taking these huge positions on guys who can't increase their... I'm not going to get massive closing line value. So, like, there's no reality where Calvin Austin is an 11th round pick. Literally cannot happen. So I want to be trying to, with these later round picks, trying to hit some home runs. And maybe that's the wrong philosophy, honestly. Maybe you should just be getting on base. But that is just the way I think about it. And maybe I'm wrong. Don't listen to me, man. What have I ever won? Last year, I had 85% Dylan Laube and 83% Jalen McMillan in the big board. So one big win and one massive loss. No, and Turpin was a bad pick too. Turpin was an idiot pick. I messed up. All right, Brian Thomas Jr. Turpin was not good. Turpin was a mistake. Clay did not let me get Jeanty. Of course he didn't let me get Jeanty. You know what? Let's do... Yeah, whatever. Let's just do A-Chain. Let's do A-Chain. I think Calvin Austin is a getting on base pick. So these are this is the Steelers wide receivers under contract. This list is gonna shock and mortify you. These are the wide receivers under contract. You ready for this list? Mike Williams. He's an unrestricted free agent. George Pickens, Roman Wilson, Calvin Austin, and that's it. That's the list. No, Laube, I actually think Laube, it sounds like a bit, but Laube I thought was pretty wise at the time. It was a pretty weak running back class. He was like demonstrably this really good pass catcher. Obviously, it looks insanely stupid now, so I'm not going to try and defend it too much. But I also was fading Zamir White. I had 0% Zamir White. So I was taking him in the regular drafts as well. Yes, I disagree with Karain a little bit on this because I think he's Turpin is an unrestricted free agent. He's not even on the Cowboys. Yeah, Austin can definitely hit your lineup a couple times. This is true. Leone did an analysis. You guys can pull this up on the Best Ball Manifesto. It is true. Each consecutive 0, your odds and your EV of your drafts get like absolutely nuked when you take a 0. Like from 18 to 17 to 16, it gets giga nuked. I mean, the thing is A-Chain was just brutally inefficient. I don't actually have a problem with any of those, but let me, Bobby, the only thing I would caution you with is you are going to be punching air if the Bears take 2 running backs. You're gonna be scowling to the heavens if they take two running backs. I disagree. I just disagree with this because, for example, like let's just random guy. If Kalel Mullings is a 3rd round pick to the Chargers, you would swap every Austin, Tucker, Jalen Polk. You'd swap them immediately without thinking for Kalel Mullings. You know, you would just do it right away. No thoughts. You know what? Let's just be an adult here. Let's be an adult and let's take Mike Evans. Do you guys see that? I skipped out on my boy. I skipped my boy to prove to you guys that I have learned, that I've changed as a man. I believe that is the case. Yeah, I believe that that Jeanty is ahead of A-Chain in his rankings. Well, I'm really wishing that I would have just taken him here. All right, we're going to flip the board. This will be a really unique pairing. I'm going to take Tet McMillan at pick 38. So a little move we like to call flipping the board. Taking Tet McMillan at the right side of the board instead of the left. I think that's fine, but I think our ability to project roles is more fragile. So I prefer to take some guys I think are talented or skilled or whatever. Yes, and this would also be my concern. These guys are pretty replaceable. Although I think Austin is less replaceable just because they have fewer guys actually under contract at his positions. But even Stefan, even Leonard Fournette as a rookie. Like, yeah, he stunk, but as a rookie, he played 13 games. He had 1,300 scrimmage yards and 10 touchdowns while actively stinking. Oh, Isaac, that is a good question. Was the winner of the big board last year drafted before or after free agency? That is a very interesting question that I would like the answer to. All right, so we got the flip the board draft. I did Brian Thomas, Devin A-Chain, Mike Evans, Tet McMillan. Yep, Najee hit as a rookie, and he wasn't very good. I remember Jacobs was terrible as a rookie, but I think he got the ball a ton. He only scored 7 touchdowns, 1,300 scrimmage yards, 7 touchdowns. He was much better the next year, the first year in Vegas. Maybe he had did he have a big playoff game that year? DeAndre Washington had 108 carries on that team. My God. What a time. He got hurt in the playoffs. Jacobs did as a rookie. Had to be before free agency because Barkley would have been so much cheaper. Yeah, makes sense. I know. He should have done Smith's Hurts. Oh, this room is pissing though. Look at all these wide receivers gone. Olave. I am gonna be locked out. So I am glad I at least took a wide receiver instead of a running back. Downside for KW3. Actually, let me fact check myself. I've got him ranked right about. I've got him ranked a little bit ahead. The downside is that Charbonnet earns a larger role. That's really it. That Charbonnet plays more on third downs, plays more at the goal. Because Charbonnet was, frankly, a bit better than Kenneth Walker was. Walker was not very good last season. I've rarely taken George Kittle. Here's a George Kittle pick after ADP. Bad for you, huh? Bad for you, Clay. I go out of character, then you go out of character. I'm not going to take Godwin. I don't want the double stack here. I am going to do... What am I going to do? Let's take Travion. A-Chain, Spider-Man pointing meme with A-Chain and Travion. Brian Thomas Jr., Mike Evans, Ted McMillan, and George Kittle. Let's see if I find something at quarterback. I assume because they were basically the two worst players in the NFL last year is why people are sleeping on Mike Williams and Brandon Cooks. They're both unrestricted free agents, and I think there's a chance in the case of Mike Williams, or Cooks rather, that he is just not in football next year. That's actually a good question. How low were they graded on PFF? I wonder if Mike Williams... Oh no, you can draft fast and good. I would say it's sort of discouraged. Zach says some of the tape guys I've listened to prefer Sharps' fit in the Kubiak scheme, but Peppertoni is right on the coach speak. This is true. The winning big board team last year had 10 rookies, and the one 2 years ago had none. They're definitely not steals. Yeah. Cooks and Williams are definitely not steals. I mean, maybe they can like kind of help you out a little bit here and there, but they're definitely not steals. Brandon Cooks, what was his yards per route run? 0.89 yards per route run. So that was 7th worst in all of football, worse than Tyler Boyd. And Mike Williams was 12th worst yards per route run in the NFL, worse than Lil Jordan Humphrey, Parker Washington, Demarcus Robinson, David Moore. Yeah, these are just kind of bad players. But I don't know. They will. Cooks might just retire, but Mike Williams will probably be on a team. And I guess for a round 20 pick, maybe you just want them to be on a team. Yes. Yeah. Dallas and Pitt are guaranteed to do something at their wide receivers. Any guesses, by the way, on worst yards per route run in the NFL? Worst yards per route run in the NFL. Any guesses? 0.44 yards per route run. It's not Jalen Polk. Jalen Polk doesn't qualify for this list because he didn't get enough targets. I have the minimum target filter on. You had to have had 20% of 171. I'll there you go. Dotson. Jahan Dotson, 0.55 yards per route run. My apologies. It is Jahan Dotson. 0.55 yards per route run. I could see taking Mike Williams and just hoping it was injury. I can't really see. All right, where's Peter? Someone send the bat signal for Peter. Someone find Pete. You happy, Peter? I took Jacoby Myers. I mean, this team desperately needed it. And let's do... I'm actually going to take Shaheed here. No, I'm going to take Tony Pollard, actually. Tyler Boyd jump scare. Yeah, I mean that is so like the safe veterans, the Curtis Samuels, the Tyler. It's like you never know when the cliff is coming for that guy. Yeah, sadly, I am taking a little bit of Jalen Tolbert just because sometimes you do. For me, Tolbert is in the same class of Calvin Austin and these guys. You know, just he's gonna be on the field. I don't think he's very good. Maybe he churns out, you know, a little bit here or there. Trey Tucker, third worst in yards per out run. Sounds about right. Dynamic Brown. You like Dynamic over Tolbert, huh? Tough to get yards when a grown man's taking all the targets. You know what? This team is going to end up getting dusted at quarterback. Not a Chubb guy. Just like a, what is he, 29 coming off the injury. But again, you got to remember, I basically was the worst drafter in Best Ball Mania last year. So maybe just fade everything I say and find the good winning teams. As a film bro who knows zero ball, I think Slayton could have a Juwan Jennings season if injuries were to happen. I mean, there are a lot of openings. A lot of openings for Slayton. Like, think about teams who conceivably need a third guy who can run some deep routes. The Dolphins could use him. The Patriots could use him. Titans could use him if they get a quarterback upgrade. What about the Bengals? People, it's the Jalen Hyde. People love Darius Slayton. But let me tell you why they love Darius Slayton. He somehow just kind of like always is free and then ends up getting a bunch of targets at the end of the year. He scored a touchdown in week 17 again this year. Mr. Ray-Bans. 5 Membies, bro? You love to see it. I don't think so, brother. Because the thing is Chubb is he was not even good last year, you know. So Chubb is now 29 years old. He had no games with more than 59 yards last season. His last 1,000-yard season was in 2022. I don't think that's happening. So all the quarterbacks win, huh? That's how this draft is going to go. I guess, you know what? That's totally fair. I also would never have guessed that. Modern medicine, there's always a way back. 80% Slayton. That's a lot of Slayton. But when was the last time Chubb was good? It was 3 catastrophic injuries ago. But Chubb was hurt and then he was hurt again. I don't know, man. What do I know? I'm not a doctor. What do we do here? What do we do? Frankly, this team is just dusted if I don't get a quarterback. So that was a terrible move right there. I kind of let the room bully me into that one. Bobby Ray-Bans might lead the clubhouse in Membies. And I'm out of stacks. But I'm also out of wide receivers. I mean, I'm taking Christian Kirk. Yeah, it was a little bit of a panic pick. But he was not coming back to me. Would not have gotten Trevor Lawrence at 131. Yeah, the injury was awful, and then he came back and just like sucked. And I mean, obviously everyone knows this, but Nick Chubb doesn't catch any passes. So Nick Chubb doesn't catch any passes. So you're like, okay, you got to score a bunch of touchdowns. But if he loses the efficiency, then what is the point? You know, what are we doing with Nick Chubb if he's not efficient? Because he's not going to catch any passes. So what is going on there? Wow. A real swolecaster, bro. Yeah, it's like, what are Nick Chubb's legs made of at this point? This team got away from me. This team, you know what? Here's the issue. You probably, in this room, you probably got to take any of these wide receivers. So I probably should have taken Godwin, Judy, Reed, Ridley, or Burden over Travion. That's the issue. I've never thought of this before, but that is actually a great point. The downside of having elite contact balance is that you take more hits. That's actually a very wise point. Nick Chubb's legs are made of grass-fed beef. This room does have me shook. This room does have me a little shook. I'm not going to lie. Well, it's just when you see the quarterbacks rip off from pick to pick. So you go Bo Nix here, and then by the time you're back up, Herbert's gone. You're just like, well, shit. What do I do? Yes. If you advanced, your double dribble teams are advanced or advancing. This the sprint in NBA playoff best, all right, NBA regular season best ball starts today, I believe is the case. Back-to-back years of zero Chubb. Well, hey man. I think I maybe ended up taking a little bit of Chubb last year. Oh, I would have really liked to have done the Dak Ferguson thing here, but it's not happening. So I'm going to do something worse. Take Michael Penix Jr. here. And then I'm going to make the slappiest slappy pick with the next pick. Ooh, could take, yeah, there you go. Could take Tua A-Chain, but we're going to do this instead. Oh, no, Clay, did you need him, bro? No, Clay, you did not need him. You are fine. Clay, in fact, I maybe even did you a service there. This is, I have fallen into this trap so many times. The Penix Pitts trap. It's kind of just always available here in the back end of the rooms. This team stinks. This is, I thought about doing this. I did think about doing, Ligat's gone, so I'm glad I didn't. The disrespect this room has for the running back position is wild. Well, the Hancock with A-Chain or Wright is good, or maybe not good, but I think I would like that a good bit once I know what their backfield situation is. I don't think that I am going to love that in this contest. I think that's more BBM related, where we know what their backfield is. I mean, the Pacheco thing is either his leg is better and he's a starting running back, or he's dusted, you know? Would there be a landing spot that would make Chubb a huge winner? I don't know. Bengals, if he signs with the Bengals and he just replaces Zach Moss, he could be a big CLV guy. Maybe the Raiders signs with the Raiders, and their backfield is Zamir White, Amir Abdullah, and Nick Chubb. Could see the Raiders being. Actually, the Raiders would be a huge CLV spot. Cowboys, Cowboys pass on Jeanty. They do Nick Chubb. Well, Tony Pollard was out at the end of the season. I'm not really that into Mr. Spears because I think he is one of the most likely guys to get replaced. Like, just feels like the Titans are. Spears is like he's got the weird ACL thing where he like literally doesn't have ACLs in his knees. You know, it's all kind of, yeah. And this is the other issue is I like Tank and I like Devin Neal a little bit more. True. Chip can run it back with Henderson. I could see this. Jim said he read the Steelers were interested in Chubb if they don't re-sign Najee. I can see that. Yeah. Spears is a boom guy who doesn't boom. Not a great type of guy. You don't love that for yourself. All right, is there anything I can do to save this team? Honestly, probably not. Got Lawrence and Penix, A-Chain, Henderson, Pollard. It's actually a better running back room than I normally have. Brian Thomas Jr., Mike Evans, Ted McMillan, Jacoby Myers, Christian Kirk. What terrible picks back-to-back wide receiver. Jacoby Myers and Christian Kirk, both ahead of ADP. Not loving that for myself, frankly. He did, yeah, when Pollard was out, Nick Chubb has like no fit in a Ben Johnson offense, sadly, I don't think. Because he like can't catch the ball. He cannot, he's not even as good as David Montgomery. I mean, he's actually much worse than David Montgomery at catching the ball. Does Sam Darnold make sense on this team? Could Sam Darnold be any of these guys' quarterbacks? I guess he could be Jacoby Myers' quarterback. All right, whatever. Let's do Ray Davis on this team. Could be Bond. Bond is on the thumbnail, so I guess I'm taking. Okay, well, I'm not. I was gonna take Bond. Let's do Restrepo. I've head on 80. So it's funny. Restrepo is one of those guys that I am above market on, but I don't get him a ton because I have him ranked behind other guys I'm above market on, at least in terms of the ADP. Darnold over Geno. Yeah, I think that is likely the case. It's a funny thing with Cedric Tillman where I am it's very unclear to me what his concussion symptoms were. Like, did they just not want to play him because the season was lost? Does he have like a serious head injury? Is this a Hayden Hurst? Hayden Hurst had amnesia from his concussion. I got nothing. I just did a quick Google search for Cedric Tillman concussion recovery. I got nothing. So not sure what the deal is there. I get the sense that you guys are not drafting quickly. You know, I don't want to point any fingers, but I am getting the sense that you're not drafting that quickly. Do I have Lawrence? I guess so. I have Lawrence, BTJ, and Penix Pitt. So I actually have my stacks locked in. It's actually a little bit better than I thought. We can make this work. I think that is true. I think he did have. I think he had multiple concussions. I believe that is correct. So maybe it's a Tua Olave situation, and those guys are both fully planning on playing this year. I agree. So I think it's twofold. Josh is saying he likes Tillman, but the concussions that made him miss half the year. And this is many such cases of this. He just is a Winston merchant in the sense that he just had to play with a quarterback who would literally force feed him the ball. Because Tillman has done nothing, including getting outproduced by Jalen Hyatt at Tennessee. Bobby, are you in on Tajay? Are you? I actually cannot tell from your message if you are in or out on Mr. Spears. This might be a Tillman pick, though. I could maybe give him a click here. What I actually need is I need another quarterback, and I'm kind of dusted at quarterback. Well, I was going to take Shadur. I'm not taking Shadur now. Let's take a veteran wide receiver. Who's a veteran wide receiver I have like none of here? You know what? Wandale. Sure. Wide receiver 7. Why not? Very true. Paying for a Winston Merchant where Tillman goes, much more palatable. Oh, finally they gave me an RJ Harvey. Nick, where you at? They gave me a Harvey. Here's the deal with Demario Douglas. Wandale is so much better at football than he is. No disrespect to Demario. If Wandale weighed 190 pounds, he would be Garrett Wilson. He is too small, but he is so good at football. He is like, I just, it's really, it's actually just one of the things that is so unfair about life. He got placed in the wrong size of body. Oh yeah, I am taking Torrey Horton. I like Torrey Horton a lot. That is my exact style guy. Yeah, I mean, well, Blake, what if Kirk Cousins is their quarterback? Stefanski has always been, people thought of Stefanski as a run-first coach, but he is not. Well, Harvey, it's a matter of whose opinion do you care about, because on a lot of the other draft guys' big boards, RJ Harvey is ranked very high. Let's just pull up a random one. Let's go Todd McShay big board. I actually don't even know the answer to this, but I'm going to guess RJ Harvey is very high. Wait, is Todd McShay shit on a... Oh, you have to pay for it now. Well, I'm not doing that. Yeah, I'm not gonna pay. I'm sorry, I'm not buying the McShay report. Todd, times are tough, dude. I mean, good for him, bro. Honestly, get your money. Get your money, bro. I'm all for people owning their own businesses, generating their own income. You should pay for it. And I would this time last year, Davis Mattek of February 2024, I'm putting my credit card in that shit so fast. I'm like, oh, dude, I need this. I need the McShay report to win the big board. I like Demario Douglas just fine. I like Mr. Douglas just fine. But he ain't snipping Wandale's jock. See, and now I feel bad. Historical anomalies, you're making me feel bad because I know that McShay is. I'm sure he's grinding just as hard as I am, harder, right? Yeah. Where is Pressers? He was like the last thing the Pressers ever said. Pressers came in the Discord and said that he had inside information on the Hawk to a meme coin, posted about it, and I don't think he's been back in the Discord or in the stream since then. So maybe he got arrested by the Federal Bureau of Investigation. But Pressers we do have a bet. It's inked. Josh, I'm taking Jackson Dart. Josh Downs versus Demario Douglas this upcoming season. Could really take any wide receiver here, honestly. These guys are all the same. State Farm does sound like a state-owned penal colony. It really does. It sounds like the farm you work at for the Soviet Union. That's a very good take. WFN. Very, very strong. Need an adult. Don't really care who it is. Whatever. Let's take the stack. Gabe Davis is very likely to be a Jaguar, so sure. Booty plays a more fantasy-friendly role, right? Like a good cellmate, State Farm is there. There is no juice. There is no juice. But I'm thinking I'm probably not going to get paid because Pressers has literally not been back in the Discord since then. So I'm thinking it's not going to work out for me. But maybe it will. Pressers, prove me I'm wrong. Come back around. Polk is free. He's very unlikely to get cut. But we'll see. Pop Douglas is Walmart Shakir. It's true. If you lose, gonna have to send money to a prison commissary account. That's a good bit. That is a very good bit. Blake, I think you were trying to get me woke to Ja'Cory Brooks. I'm definitely not in or out on it. I don't love it. Show me a big board. All right. What I need Arif Hassan's aggregate big board. I need a 2025 consensus big board. I found one I've never seen before. jacklike10.com. You guys ever seen this before? This is new. I'll go position, wide receiver. Not all, just wide receiver. None, wide receiver. I've never used this before. Matthew Golden a little bit lower than I thought. Very high standard deviation though. What is DT? Draft Tech. Never heard of that. So they have him very low. Interesting. Huh. There we go. Pressers is back. He's currently locked up, but they are allowing him one message from prison. Pop Douglas will catch 100 passes this year. That's a good question. I should just... that is normally what I use. I like the... Well, good. So I'll give you the real answer. I really am just looking for... I like for what I was just looking up, I wanted big boards. This is, frankly, I scrolled past this too quick. The Pressers just heard us talking about Demario Douglas and Wan'Dale Robinson. Has not commented all stream. To the point that I know this is a joke, but it's very funny. It's very funny. Also this mock draft database has a lot of weird, and they don't call it. So it's like there will be mock drafts from like 6 months ago that are included in there as well. So it's not perfect. And I want to filter by like just people who are like plugged in type shit. All right, we need one more running back. You know what? I will take Jordan Mason on this one. And then I need a tight end to finish up with. 100 receptions, 500 yards, 2 touchdowns. Yeah, the guys from the crowded wide receiver rooms at Alabama, it can really go one way or the other. Right, Blake? Because sometimes you can get the guys who leave and blow up and were actually good the whole time, or sometimes you get the Javon Bakers, right? And I'm not saying that your boy is a Javon Baker or not. I'm going to take Mason Taylor. I'm just saying that I don't know yet. And maybe Ja'Cory Brooks will have an awesome combine and I'll have to get woke. All right, final team, Trevor Lawrence, Michael Penix Jr., Jackson Dart, Devin Achane, Travion Henderson, Tony Pollard, Ray Davis, RJ Harvey, Jordan Mason, Brian Thomas Jr., Mike Evans, Tet McMillan, Jacoby Myers, Christian Kirk, Xavier Restrepo, Wan'Dale Robinson, Gabe Davis, George Kittle, Kyle Pitts, Mason Taylor. Not great. Kind of let quarterback get away from me. The consecutive reaches on Kirk and Lawrence obviously hurt the value. Okay, we are going to do one more. And let's just blaze this shit. Let's do this so fast. Let's try and do, can we try and do one in 20 minutes? We did it once last week. Let's faster than fast. Lightning fast. Knock it out. Bang, 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 bang. Let's do it. Adam, not to be that guy, but it was not a crowded wide receiver. Not a crowded wide receiver room. Best pass catchers were Burton and Kobe Prentice. He was supposed to be the guy. Blake, that is the bear case. Will you please, what is your refutation to this? Blake, it is your turn to speak. What do you say to that? By the way, this is big board 77 of 150. We are so fucking locked in. Let's go. Hey, all right, everyone. This one, we drafted pretty slow the last two. If there are no auto drafters in this one, if this is all friends and family, let's just smoke it. Now, maybe there's someone in here who's not friends and family, and they're going to ruin the whole thing. And if that's the case, then, whatever, take your time. But I think we are fairly locked in here. I recognize B-Spurf, BM Jones, Vaporware. I think we're good to go. If it's under, yes. If it's under 20 minutes, I'll do another one. 100%. God, I shouldn't have promised that. But yeah, if it's under 20 minutes, we'll do another one. How's that? Losing a fortune in Hawk and Jail Stool. He actually needs to do work during the day. Wow, Beastburp, you were in the world's fastest slow draft? I didn't know we had a celebrity here. Pressers, you are killing me, brother. That is very funny. All right, started 3:45 p.m. Eastern time. It can definitely be under a minute per round because we're all here. Everyone is here. I'm paying attention. You're all paying attention. I took Puka with my first pick. So this is going to be a wide receiver running back start. I would actually love, it's going to take McCaffrey. Jonathan Taylor, fine by me. Oh shit, I'm on autopilot still. Rusty, it can definitely be under 1 minute per round as all friends and family. But you do have my word that I will do another one. Sadly, I don't have the power to do this. All right, there is our one outlier. I believe quarterback the king 22 is not one of us. He's probably like, holy shit, dude. I got Jamar Chase at 3. 2022 season, Burton Bond Gibbs. Yeah. I am open to it. I am open to it. I would love to get Xavier Worthy here. I passed on him on the last one. I'm speaking truth to power. QB the King is on the turn in the overflow. All right. We are through 3 rounds in 2 minutes. Puka Jonathan Taylor Worthy is actually an insane start. Masaru, you got to feel like Chase Brown and Derrick Henry are like never picked together. Yeah, these top 5 picks are so funny. Jefferson 101 to B-Spurf, Gibbs to Jones, Chase to QB the King, Barkley to Sticky Kush, Bijan Robinson at 5. Ooh. If any of... Oh, Zach, this is so easy. If any of the rookies in the top 150 is a Libra level roll plug total 0, it's Cam Scattaboo, and it's not even close. Cam Scattaboo he could actually detonate his draft stock this weekend if he has a poor combine. But I think that we could see... I think we could see Scattaboo probably not undrafted, but maybe like a 6th round pick. Rome, welcome to the team. Jonathan Taylor, Puka Nacua, Xavier Worthy, Rome Odunze. So I really like taking Rome there because I don't ever take Mahomes ahead of ADP and don't even really like taking him at ADP. So Rome it feels like I never get Caleb, and I am on Caleb. So I'm trying to force that a little bit more. Yeah, see, my God. Yeah, Cam Scattaboo could very easily be Cody Schrader. I don't think it's the most likely thing, but it's certainly possible. Word on the street, T. Sorensen, word on the street is that Scattaboo thinks he's going to run a 4.4. I don't know if it's true or not, but that is the word on the street. Like a 4.45 or whatever. I would love to take Jordan Addison. Yeah. Jordan Addison's a really strong pick there. So we have Jonathan Taylor as our anchor. And I really like Jonathan Taylor. So this is so funny. Also, yes, 4.5 is a lot better than 4.8. 4.45, he's going round 2. Sure. I agree. I haven't talked about this very often yet, but Jonathan Taylor is actually so strong because what is your concern? You have literally no concerns. You saw the thesis. He was good with Flacco. He was good with Richardson. It's like you have huge concerns about Henry, huge concerns about McCaffrey, some concerns about Jacobs, some concerns about Bucky, lots of concerns about Brees, lots of concerns about Chase. What is your realistic concern about Jonathan Taylor? They're not going to take a running back. Yeah, pass catching is a legitimate concern, but his pass catching role is going to be the same as Barkley's or as Derrick Henry, and his touchdown upside is basically the same as Henry's, right? I mean, and he's probably at this stage of their career just as likely to score a 70-yard touchdown in any given game, right? Oh, Meek 24, bro, you're killing us. Masaru, do not take David Montgomery. Yes, I really needed David Montgomery to make this team make sense. Burkhead ran a 4.7, and that's a comp in your head. Well, I actually, frankly, am so old now that I don't even really remember Rex Burkhead at Nebraska. He was, to be fair to Scattaboo, this production is actually nowhere near how good. So Burkhead's best college season, he had 21 receptions, 305 total touches, 1,500 yards, and 17 touchdowns. Cam's final season at Arizona State, I mean, he dunked on that. 45 receptions, 24 touchdowns, had the huge game in the playoffs. This is a Josh Downs ass team. Gonna give Caleb my little star here. It's so true. Yep, very, very true. Also super live to face bad AFC South defenses in the playoffs. Also, Cade is realizing that you're an ADP slave. Well, don't do that, man. I would encourage you to find some rankings that you like. Because I don't think this ADP is all that sharp. Every team is a Josh Downs team, that's true. I guess I don't love Josh Downs and Jonathan Taylor together. I don't hate it either. It should be a rule you can't compare white prospect to other prospects. Valid. That is legitimately valid, but sometimes it works. 7th round Pop Douglas. All right, Mr. D's took Caleb from me. What a dick. Bonix, yes. This team is winning the big board if the Colts trade for Stafford. That's true. Just joined again. Nick. Unclear, Nick. I'm undecided. If we get this draft done in under 20 minutes, I'm doing one more. I know, the Packers stink. I agree with this because it's hard for me to justify Laporta here when I think that Hawkinson and Mark Andrews are like the same thing. Well, imagine if I told you right now Anthony Richardson completes 56% of his... How about this? Anthony Richardson completes 60% of his passes. Where are you taking him if he has a 60% completion? You'd be like, I gotta have Colts on every team. Oh, come on. Give me Marvin Mims. 19 spots ahead of ADP. Absolute slam dunk. We call that Super Bowl. Peppertoni, bro, I need you to zoom out on the chart. Mark Andrews is just one of the best tight ends in modern day football. Straight up. Mark Andrews just in the modern version of the sport. Mark Andrews is just one of the best players. Bo Nix, Jonathan Taylor, David Montgomery, Puka Nacua, Xavier Worthy, Rome Odunze, Jordan Addison, Josh Downs, Marvin Mims. This team actually works either way. I can take Stafford for Puka, or I can take Stafford and pretend he gets traded to the Colts. It's true. The lad comps were terrible. The lad comps were as bad as it gets. You know who my comp for Scattaboo is? Zach Moss. Just like a good kind of all around, tough between the tackles, good at breaking tackles. That was Moss's calling card in college. 10 rounds, 10 minutes. All right, bros, we're cooking. 8 lunch outside, walk the dog, clean the dishes, and Davis is still streaming. That's what they say, bro. I don't know if they're telling the truth, but that is what they say. I really, really would have liked to have gotten Caleb Williams on this team. I'm actually going to take Tucker Kraft. Need a tight end. Got the divisional stuff with Rome and with Montgomery, so maybe we get a week 17 bring back there. Adam, that was my exact thought the first time I saw Scattaboo's listed weight. Exact same. I was like, what do you mean he's 215? I did see the hard way draft. I've not looked at all the picks yet. I was too late in responding to Dan. I realized I have $350 in my FFPC account that's just in there at tickets. And I was gonna get in, and then my spot was already gone. 100%. I believe Andrews would thrive in basically any healthy offense. That is my opinion. Don't know if it is a good opinion or a bad opinion. All right, I'm going to try and pull something off here. It's probably not going to work. I'm going to take Dak here. Let's see if it works. It probably won't. Andrews should be going a full round later than he is. He ran very hot end of season on touchdowns. I at least wouldn't take a huge stance on him here because he's still a murky cap number. Peppertoni, he's not that murky, bro. We've done the math on this. He's actually at a very affordable number. They only save. Actually, never mind. They save a lot of money cutting him. All right, I'm gonna walk that back. Yeah, they actually save a shit ton of money cutting him. Oh, this is a great one. Adam, I'm stealing the shit out of this. Michael Turner is the exact Cam Scatterbo comp. I mean, to a T. I really wish I would have thought of that myself. That's really good. Jake Ferguson. Wow, that worked out. I did not think it was going to. I took Dak at 126, pushed Ferguson all the way around to 139. I've got my anchor running backs of Jonathan Taylor and David Montgomery. Bo Nix with Mims. Sick wide receiver room. Puka, Worthy, Rome, Addison, Downs, Mims. This team might be the best one I've drafted all day. This is a sick team. Isn't there are there not any Joe, are there not cheap contests up in the lobby right now? They do a $3 every day for NBA. They do a $3 every day for hockey. There's a $3 little Zamboni on Underdog, I believe. There are some good $3 contests. I don't think you're zeroed out on contests for yourself, brother. I am happy to take Rico Dowdle here. Yes. And then so we are inventing a world where the Cowboys do not take Jeanty. They re-sign Rico Dowdle, and I have the starting quarterback, starting running back, and starting tight end for the Dallas Cowboys. Turner ran a 4.4940, and also, well, I will say this: Scatterbo is listed at 245 or at 215. He's definitely more than 215. Yeah, there 100%. There will be a little board too. One quadrillion %. Peppertoni, I'm sorry, brother. I'm ruling again in the court of Davis Mattek. I'm ruling against you, man. I'm sorry, bro. I'm ruling in favor of Nick and Adam. I think you are now. He very well might get cut because they can actually save almost $12 million by cutting him or restructuring him. But I think you are underrating his skill set. I think you are underrating like how good Mark Andrews is at football. That's just my opinion. This is actually a great team for a pure handcuff. So this is Corum, Wright. Maybe Guerrero. Does Fields make sense on this team? Not really. Guerrero. Yeah, I mean, granted, you know, the helmet does come into play. Well, the thing is that Andrews, yes, quote unquote, runs hot on touchdowns, but he also earns a disproportionate amount of his targets in the end zone compared to an average player. We're still cooking pretty good here. I don't think we're going to get 20 minutes, but we are still cooking pretty good. I'm not as big on Guerrero as I am on the other guys, but Liam did make some good points when we were talking the other day. And if Jordan Mason leaves, it'll be pretty nice. Well, not even that much bias. I think we can do it though, Vaporware. Here's the deal. I think we can. It's probably not going to be this one, but I think someday we will do it. I think someday soon we will do it. People forget Charlie Collard led Iowa State in receiving. Wow, I was maybe going to take Fields with my last pick. I'm definitely taking him here. Fields as your quarterback 3 after ADP. I mean, you do love to see it. Underflow is still in the 8th round. Yeah, guys, we do got to do, in the overflow and the underflow, we do need to do a better job of drafting quickly there as well. But wow, this team is actually sick. Knicks with Mims, Dak with potentially Rico, and definitely Ferguson. Running back room, Jonathan Taylor, David Montgomery, Rico Dowdle, Garendo. We can take 2 rookie running backs to end. We actually have not taken a rookie yet. Puka, Worthy, Rome, Addison, Downs, Mims, Kraft, Ferguson. We are... Apparently all I got to do is just not think about each pick. And then if I'm just not thinking, we're just drafting winners. Oh, I'm definitely taking Jaden Higgins here. Higgins, I think, could end up being a Cowboy. Higgins is right at the area where I think the Cowboys are likely to be picking. So maybe we just nabbed in another stack. Oh, do a poll tomorrow at the start of the stream. Have you or have you not yet maxed the little board? I think I have 8 entries left, I believe, in the little board. He is definitely, I'll give you this. I'll give you this. He definitely is on the downside of his career. No argument there, Mr. Tony. He definitely is on the wrong side. Damian Martinez, welcome to the team. Yeah, don't think equals Bink. Hey, I love a good, deep discussion about Mark Andrews. I think we are all drafting fantasy football teams in February. We can argue, we can disagree, we can agree. Yeah, don't think just Bink might. In fact, I need you guys to hold me to this, each and every one of you. If I do not have a merch store set up by April 1st for this channel, bully the shit out of me. Gotta have merch going. Need it up, need hats. Really just shirts are fine, but just to have something. Let's do, actually did Tolbert go? No, Tolbert did not go. Bang. Slappy Hour. Amazing. Yes. Yeah, gotta feed the dogs 100%. We just need, it's absurd to not have it. We got to do it. So that is on the to-do list. Maybe I can even look into that tomorrow before this whole cast. Tomorrow's stream, I'll be live right after this whole cast. So 11 a.m. Central Time. Mandatory aggressive ads. No, no aggressive ads today. Maybe I should have pumped. Did anyone see any ads today? Probably not. Probably no ads. Goddamn, this team, I am close to giving this team an A+, honestly. I'm going to take 210 here. Bang. Yes, I'm sure it's not hard. I'm sure it is not difficult. All I can say, Adam, is maybe Keaton Mitchell takes a little bit off his plate, but that's really all. No ads. Yeah. YouTube is never giving you guys ads. I am still clicking him, but I'm backing off a little bit. 210 Rusty is kind of my flavor of the week. I'm expecting him to be one of the hugest risers at the combine. This was actually goods. I prefer Tootin by a lot as well, but Soccer Dave looked this up the other day. He went to the Virginia Tech website and there's like an audio guide and he says it himself. So we had, if you go to the Virginia Tech Hokies football website, you can have him say it and he says, Bayshale 210. So I agree, Tootin is way better, but it is 210. All right. And okay, we did miss out on an A+ because we don't get Arroyo. We do not get. So we're going to take Gadsden. Exactly. It's like A-Chain. Like A-Chain is just better than A-Chan. There's just no doubt it is. All right. We didn't quite get done in 20 minutes. To be frank, I didn't really want to do another one. I'm getting beat. I've been it's 3:08 p.m. Central Time right now. I've been talking about fantasy football at my computer since 11 a.m. Central Time, and I am about cooked. 23 minutes is pretty freaking good, though. I think that's got to be our record. All of you all did great. B-Spurf, thank you. BM Jones, thank you. QB the King 22, Sticky Kush, Vaporware, Masaru, Meek 24, Mr. D's, Cade Calendar, Crossface, Pepper Tony. 10 out of 10. Thumbs up. You guys are awesome. BM Jones, he did some pissing here. Gibbs, Garrett Wilson, McBride, Metcalf, Olave, Burden, Pearsall, Kyler Purdy, Swift. I don't love Swift. Benson. That was a good team. He took Jaden Blue, too. Thank you, Mr. Master. Thank you, B-Spurf. Thank you, Adam. Thank you, Cade. Thank you, Brett. No one touch any grass. I will, of course, be back with you guys tomorrow, right after this Woolcast, so noon-ish Central Time. What was the question? Oh, yes. This is that if you did make it to the end, Brock Bowers is either more likely to be drafted in the first round or after the third round next year. Before you leave, if any of you here, there are 169 people watching live right now. If you have not, please, real quick, it'll literally take 1 second. Just like the stream real quick. Little button right there, down to your left. I do it on my phone all the time. It takes like 2 seconds. Like the stream. Answer the question about Bowers down below. Please subscribe to the channel and make sure that I don't have to work at State Farm because no one likes that. But more importantly, thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for hanging out. And I will see you guys all back tomorrow.
It's Short King Summer, dude. It just feels like no one in fantasy sports ever learns anything. Does he mistime it, or is Brock Bowers just a grown man? Brock Bowers is just a grown man. Dare I say, Rich, football might be back. In the words of Lane Johnson, this offense looks